the spring of 2000, Justin Snaith took out his trainer's license with just 22 horses in his string. Today sees a very different operation, with Snaith Racing training no less than 150 horses, spread out between their home base at Philippi in the Western Cape and their satellite yard in Port Elizabeth up the East Coast.
It's a team effort, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'd ever been as successful as I could have been without the team that we've put together. And it's, you know, I thought when I took out my trainer's license, I thought this is going to be easy and give me a couple of years and I'll be champion trainer and I'll be, you know, I thought this is easy, but it's a long process.
His father Chris has had a profound influence on Justin's life as a trainer.
He was a top horseman. I mean, to watch him ride even now, he rides every morning. You just don't see that anymore. It's just that level of horsemanship and the most incredible feeling with a horse. Sadly, we just seem to be losing that slightly, and that's why I got into polo. I wanted to get back that whole feel of what it's like. You know, it's easy being a trainer shouting from the sideline, and for me it's the best way to actually get on a horse and get a feel.
Snaith Racing is a very successfully run family enterprise.
We don't pull salaries or anything like that. We just live accordingly, and if someone in the family buys a nice car, the rest of the family frown at you. So it's quite funny. It's the most unique way. So we really, I mean, I might win the July, but it makes no difference in my life financially because I'll never see the money. It's a big business like any other business, and I get more satisfaction out of seeing my horses win than actually even look at it as a financial situation. If I wanted to worry about finance, I certainly wouldn't have got involved in horses. Jonathan brings that stability. I'm more fiery, and Jonathan is, you know, he's an accountant and he runs a business accordingly. So, and he's really good with people, and really influential people trust my brother. Not everyone has that, and you can't learn that. People either trust you or they don't, and Jonathan's one of those guys that people have a lot of faith in. It brings a big strength to our setup.
Justin was destined to follow in his father's footsteps from the time he finished school.
I went to work for David Hayes in Australia, which was incredible. I've never had so much success somewhere in the space of just over a year. You know, my roommates were Mark Walker, who ended up being champion trainer in New Zealand. He's now in Singapore. Tom Dabenig is now running the David Hayes stables in Australia, and Troy Corstens, whose father Leon Corstens, they won a whole lot of big races lately, and it's unbelievable. We were all roommates, and my favorite part of the whole thing was working with Jean, who ended up winning the Melbourne Cup. So that was incredible. You know, I rode him every slow day into the race, and to then be part of the team during and after the party afterwards, holding the Melbourne Cup, was definitely the highlight of my Australian trip.
16 years on, Justin is still very at home in his yard.
I spend my life in a yard. I'm one of those trainers that I'm here every afternoon, I'm here every morning. I don't go and sit at a lunch or go play golf all day. It doesn't interest me. The horses interest me, and for me to sit here and all day, it's my happy place, and quite honestly, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And it's just what life handed to me, and trust me, I'd much rather be here with these beautiful animals than sitting in the office listening to someone shout at me. So I couldn't be in a better place.
Snaith Racing creates memorable moments in racing and continually sets new records.
The 8 winners on Met Day, I think that, and it never hit home. Like people say, oh, wow, you won 8 races, and I was like, okay, yeah. It doesn't hit home, but you know, if you look back, I mean, that to replicate, to do that again, to win 8 races is on a big day like that. I think that's going to be a hard thing to achieve.
The yard is full of progeny from the country's top stallions.
Well, look, obviously, you know, for the older horses, you've got like Dynasties and Trapeze, you know, Vars. These are the stallions that seem like they consistently, and obviously Silvano, they just consistently putting the odds in your favor. If you look around my yard, I think that's pretty much all that we tend to buy. So, you know, there's younger stallions like Path Fork, and as I said, give me the green light. It'll be very interesting to see who's actually going to be the right one to follow. But look, it's all exciting, and just looking forward to the future. I always wish to do the international thing and take a horse over, and I hope that still comes about, because I would like to showcase that South Africa does have more than one trainer, like Mike de Kock, which has been incredible. So you've got guys like even Alec Laird that's done well, and I think he'll do well now again. That for me would be a big thing. But with the African horse sickness problem in South Africa, it's a major stepping stone for us that, for me, looks like it's not going forward. We're going to have to sit down and bring out some new idea, because what we've got in place now is not working, it has not worked, and it will not work. So someone needs to actually come up with some other idea, because sadly guys like myself and the horses, we just can't get overseas. The time and the damage that sometimes the horses incur, we're not willing to take that risk.
With two of Justin's entire champions, Futura and Legislate, recently retired to stud at Gaynor Rupert's Drockenstein stud in Franschhoek, the opportunity is for the younger guard to come to the fore.
Look, we've got, obviously into the Durban season now, we've got Black Arthur and Bella Bella that have sort of put up their hands and look like they're going to be the horses to watch in the season. We've decided with Black Arthur just to give the Daily News a skip to prep him for the July. I found that a lot of my horses that do the Guineas, the Daily News and the July, it takes a lot out of them, and we want to try prolong these horses' careers as much as we can. So we've got to pick our races. I go 110% in anything that I've ever done, and I don't know any other way, and quite frankly I don't want to know any other way. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I like to think that if I put these horses through racing and all the stuff I did, so should I. I see my father at, I think he's 65 now, he gets more speeding fines than I do, so if it's anything hereditary I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life. The one thing I do know is that no one sort of cares who comes second, so I try and not come second as much as I can, and winning is everything in my family, and that's pretty much what we've all grown up in a competitive environment, and winning is pretty much all that counts.